Hosting live TV isn't an easy job, but for some news anchors, all they need is a little or a lot of liquid courage. Starting on a somewhat lighter note, it's become a bit of a tradition for CNN's newscasters to drink on the air on New Year's Eve. In 2016, Don Lemon honored this custom with gusto. At the encouragement of Kathy Griffin, a drunk Lemon began to unbutton his shirt on live TV until co-host Brooke Baldwin's protests won out. The same evening, Lemon got his ear pierced, played bartender, contemplated getting a tattoo, and allegedly danced on a table to ABBA's Dancing Queen with a green lampshade on his head. Luckily, all of these decisions seemed to be in good fun. In subsequent New Year's Eve broadcasts, Lemon sucked the head of a crawfish proffered by a random stranger and confused CBS affiliate reporter Carice Jackman for an ex-girlfriend after spotting her in a crowd. And while Lemon was fired from CNN in 2023, it's safe to say his New Year's broadcast will go down in TV history. Admittedly, this case of on-air drunkenness isn't confirmed, as the newscaster in question later attributed her behavior to sleep deprivation while speaking with the Times-Union. Reportedly, Heather Kovar of Schenectady, New York's WRGB CBS 6 had just gotten back to work after time off following her father's death. She was scheduled to work back-to-back shifts that weekend, and that's when things went awry. Kovar showed up on air for the 6 p.m. Saturday broadcast slurring her words, going off on tangents, and even calling their meteorologist by the wrong name.
Meteorologist Craig Adams is right here with you. I'm sorry, Craig Adams. Why did I say that?
Viewers took to X during and after Kovar's broadcast to voice their opinions. Some were sympathetic and concerned for her well-being, but others were less friendly. One wrote, "That's what exactly a hot mess looks like." Adding to the muddle, former NBC executive Mike Singleton wrote a series of tweets updating people on Kovar's situation. He claimed a producer at CBS disclosed to him that Kovar often showed up at work intoxicated, just never to the extent that it was noticeable on the air. CBS suspended Kovar following the incident, and she responded by opting not to renew her contract with them when it expired on July 31st of that year. A few weeks later, she went online to tell folks that she was okay, and later took another reporting position in Texas. Frank Somerville worked at San Francisco's KTVU Fox 2 for several decades. That is, until his 10 p.m. broadcast on May 30th, 2021. That night, he was slurring his words and mispronouncing vowels in an odd way, to the visible discomfort of his co-anchor. In a 2023 interview with KRON 4, Somerville addressed the event. He said that he accidentally took 2 Ambien before going on the air instead of his prescription medicine. He described himself as a total mess at the time. Speaking of his alcohol and drug abuse, he said, "At the absolute worst, it would have been almost every night. What I was trying to do, quite honestly, was just escape."
I was so sad and lonely from the divorce and missing my kids.
Unfortunately, that tumultuous broadcast was just the first in a series of issues Somerville ran into. After the incident, Somerville was off the air until August 2021. He came back for a brief stint to cover Gabby Petito's disappearance, but was soon suspended for objecting to how much coverage her story was getting in comparison to those of missing women of color. The following year, he spent 9 weeks in rehab after getting a DUI arrest and wrecking his car on the way to Taco Bell. Then, following this KRON 4 interview, Somerville got arrested twice in one night in June 2023. According to KRON 4, the first was for getting into a fight, and the second was for showing, quote, "objective signs and symptoms of public intoxication after he was reportedly seen driving drunk." More recently, Somerville claims to have redirected the energy he put toward drinking into exercise and maintaining his physical and mental health. Since 2023, he's regularly posted updates on his Instagram about his sobriety and fitness journeys. On Thanksgiving Day 2024, NBC4 Washington anchor Leon Harris was clearly struggling to keep up with the teleprompter. After he stuttered and mispronounced words for several minutes, his segment was cut short and the outlet quickly shifted to weather. The debacle prompted many viewers to reach out to the network with concern. A few days later, the outlet responded with a brief announcement about Harris.
Last week, Leon appeared unwell while anchoring News 4 at 6. Leon will be stepping away from the anchor desk to focus on health issues.
Harris has a history of alcohol abuse. In 2022, he was arrested for drunk driving and spent 10 days behind bars. In an interview with fellow NBC4 reporter Doreen Gensler, he expressed deep remorse about the accident.
I thought that, after having about 4 glasses of wine, I was good. I wasn't. And there's nobody's going to be good after that.
After getting back to the news desk, he said that he was, quote, "embracing sobriety and working with professionals to get his substance abuse under control." There's been no updates from Harris since NBC's announcement about him taking a break to focus on his health. And while it's not 100% clear that Harris was drunk on the Thanksgiving broadcast in question, it's good that he's focusing on his well-being regardless. It turns out on-air intoxication isn't limited to the Western world. Back in December 2021, veteran Hindi language newscaster Deepak Chaurasia showed up at work apparently drunk when reporting on the death of Chief of Defense Staff General Bipin Rawat. Footage from the broadcast shows a blurry Chaurasia in the bottom right of the screen mumbling a bit and clutching his head. He also mistakenly referred to Rawat as VP Singh and said that, quote, "We lost a journalist." This was enough for a slew of articles and posts to crop up online. One commenter on a Facebook post questioned why he wasn't arrested, and another posted a video of the incident with the hashtag #shameful. Following the incident, Chaurasia took to X, where he denied viewers' assumptions that he was drunk. He went on to explain that he'd been dancing too much at a wedding at his house, inflamed an old knee injury, and then took a painkiller that made him loopy. Regardless, Chaurasia's career seems to have suffered little from the incident. He's since moved on to the reality TV show Big Boss OTT3.